What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Steve Smith and his route running ability. Guys, we're going to be looking at two routes that he ran. This is a fade. We're going to talk about this fade route, and then we're going to talk about this clown route, okay? So it's almost like a circle route, but he's going to be working this thing on a post, okay? So let's get started right here. So the main thing I want to talk about is how quick his feet are off the line, or I should say sudden, and how his upper half is what gets this DB to really lean to the inside, okay? So now, DB has a good recovery here, but we're going to talk about his late hands and how that makes the play work, okay? So let's watch it full speed. So he comes out again, 1-2, right? Gets his DB to lean inside, gets his feet working. Now, DB doesn't recover bad here, but it's a great throw and then a great job by Steve Smith on this catch. So when he comes off, again, he's working this double move, right? So the first place we want to step is in the direction we're going. So if we're trying to take an outside release to the left here, I want to step with my left foot first and then go with my right foot inside. So again, he comes out here, left, right. Now I want you to see how his upper half, it's kind of tough to see here, but you see how his upper half moves. Because look at this DB. This DB shouldn't be looking at his eyes, and this DB clearly isn't looking at his feet, right? Because what a lot of guys try to do on this is they'll try to reach. They'll try to reach way outside their frame, or they'll reach here, and what happens is they pop their chest up and they're nice and slow. But what he doesn't do is he stays forward and he uses his upper half to really move the DB and to actually turn him with his numbers. So when he comes out here, he goes 1, 2, and his numbers are going to the inside, which gets this DB to lean or this DB to open up, because he's looking at his numbers. He's not going to be looking at his feet. He's not going to be looking at his eyes. Because he's been taught that the numbers are going to tell you where to go. But as a receiver, we could use that to kind of reverse our theory about getting off a press and using my upper half to really move this DB. And you see what happens here. This DB's leaning all the way to the inside, gets off balance, and now let's say he doesn't necessarily do this, but let's say there's a scenario we don't get him to bite as much like this, and he's able to recover with this right hand. I got to take an outside release. All I got to worry about is beating this right hand. So what I can do is I could just dip underneath with my right shoulder and rip through. I could just swat and chop down and come through. You just always got to have a plan for your hands, right? If we know I'm taking an outside release, that hand really isn't a factor, right? I just got to beat this hand if I could get him to lean to the left and get all of his weight to the left, and now I'm going to burst up vertical. Now you see how he looks back for the ball a little early, which maybe allows this DB to recover a little bit more. Maybe if in this situation he has his head straight down, he runs straight forward, he could get a few more steps, but I don't know how quick they wanted this ball to get up in the air, how quick the quarterback wanted to throw this thing up. But now you see here, he's looking back for the ball, right? DB's looking back for the ball, okay? But now when he wants to react on his hands here, he's trying to play this ball. He's trying to play his hands. It was a great thrown ball. Steve Smith shows him late, right? When I show my hands late, I'm allowing this DB to not make a play on it, right? So when I start looking back for the ball and my eyes get real big, this DB's going to start looking back for the ball, right? But if this is a good thrown ball, quarterback does what he needs to do, and this ball's coming right over the top, DB's going to try to rip through my hands, so I just got to make sure my hands are late. I let it fall right in this breadbasket here, and then burst upfield. It's a great job by Steve Smith working this fade. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So again, coming out, 1-2. Upper half is what gets you separation. Your feet want to stay inside your frame. Look back for this ball. Late hands over the top. Great job by Steve Smith here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about this route here. The main thing I want to talk about is how his eyes and his body is what gets him separation with this safety, okay? Because this safety's coming over the top. Corner's sitting in the flat here, so corner's not really much of a factor. So takes this inside release here, tries to get hands, eyes to the inside, bam. Stick, gets that DB sitting to the outside, right? Makes him miss, so let's break this thing down one more time. So he's coming out here, right? Takes the inside release. That's fine. He rounds this thing off to this like circle route here, to this out. But look how his eyes and his shoulders commit, right? That's what I want, right? Because this safety's coming over the top here, and this safety's getting a read on him. He's in his zone coming over the top, so I got to make sure that my eyes and my hips are committed. 1, 2, 3. He hits this thing hard. So when he comes out here, 1, 2, 3, breaks this with his left foot. Now again, you want to look at his upper half. Head and shoulder lean to the inside. Look when he makes this cut. His toes straight forward, and look where he's pushing. Pushing off the inside arch of his foot to kind of shoot him back here on this clown route is what they call it. And then he's able to get some separation, snap his head back around for the ball. Now in this position, guys, right, we got a safety over the top. I want to make sure that he's not able to recover. I get him leaning to the outside. I got to pump my arms, and I got to run in and run out of this break. And that's exactly what Steve Steve Smith does. He comes here and he runs out, pumps those arms, makes this catch. Now here, look on this catch, guys. His eyes are looking directly at the ball. You want to pretend like your eyes, every time we catch this thing, eyes are a camera and I want to take a picture of this ball. That's how we make sure we look everything in, right? A lot of guys will catch this thing over the middle and eyes will be looking here. Then they'll start peeking upfield as soon as it hits their hands. Let's make sure I look this thing in. I secure the catch, and now I could get upfield, right? So catch, secure it, look it into the tuck, and then burst upfield, make a guy miss. That's a great job by Steve Smith working this clown route. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So coming out here, taking this inside release, attacking that safety, taking this thing to out 3 steps, sudden stick, accelerate off the break, make sure I look that thing all the way in, then burst upfield. That's a great job by Steve Smith working that route. PhD in route running, as he would like to call it. That's great work right there. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please leave in the comments any questions you guys have or who you'd like to see me break down next. I would really appreciate it. This video is done by request, so whoever you'd like to see next, I'll make sure to get to it, and I'll see you guys next time.